the complete history of skinheads as we know it today. So, in this video, we're gonna cover all the way from the early 1950s when ska music is developed in Jamaica to the present day when a movement known as Sharp Skinheads Against Racial Prejudice was formed in order to combat the new emergence of neo-Nazi skinheads and everything in between. So, ska was created in Jamaica in the late 1950s. It was influenced by like different parts of calypso and jazz and rhythm and blues, so it had some like American influence but also some Caribbean influence. It was characterized by its fast, upbeat tempo, horns, and walking bass lines. Some of the early ska people who really pioneered the genre were Prince Buster, the Skatalites, and Byron Lee. And then ska later turned into other genres such as reggae and rocksteady, which were also very popular among skinheads in the 60s and beyond. So, now let's talk about the mod subculture, which was also a great factor in the skinhead subculture. They originated in London in the late 50s when young people in London started calling themselves modernists because of their love for modern jazz. They were known for their love of scooters and nightlife and clean, tailored fashion, which also did play a role in the skinhead fashion as well. Mods emerged because of the economic success after the Second World War and were one of the first modern youth subcultures. Obviously they weren't the first, but they were one of the first actual established subcultures that we know of. After World War II, there was a big labour shortage in the United Kingdom. So because of this, Jamaica had just recently been, I don't know what's the word for it. Sorry. They've been they weren't a colony. They've been they got the independence, I suppose. But because of the labour shortage in the UK, many of them decided to immigrate to fill all the missing jobs, and with doing that, they brought their culture and the music to the United Kingdom, so that includes ska and all the other stuff that created the skinheads. I haven't seen every slide because it's all connected, alright guys? I hope I haven't lost you already. So, then in the late 60s, with the influx of Jamaican people in the UK, working class Jamaican youth, known as rude boys, and British working class mods came together and they shared their music like ska and rocksteady, and their fashion. It was heavily inspired by the mods, like I've already said. And with this cultural blending came the first skinheads. Most of these skinheads in 1969, they were mostly either left-leaning or just apolitical, and they didn't really care much about politics. They just wanted to dance and whatever. So it was not really a very political movement at first, and that's kind of why with skinheads being so apolitical led to something that's going to happen in the future that would really be a bad thing for the subculture. In the late 70s, a new genre of music came with the popularity of punk rock. This genre is called Oi. The purpose of Oi was to unite and bridge the gap between punks, skinheads, and just working class youth in general. Some Oi bands were the Foreskins and the Cockney Rejects. And as I was saying, the apoliticalness of the early skinheads led to them being more open and more susceptible, I suppose, to the propaganda of far-right groups like National Front. This led to many of the skinheads kind of being molded to them and kind of becoming a part of the groups and becoming neo-Nazis, very far-right extremists. These racist skinheads became very well known to mainstream media and became what most people think of when they hear the word skinhead. They think racist extremism. But then, in New York in the late 80s, a new skinhead group emerged in order to combat the far-right ones, and they were known as Skinheads Against Racial Prejudice, also known as Sharps. Sharp formed, and obviously I said before, in order to combat the racist skinheads, also known as, we call them now, boneheads. Okay, so today many skinheads will still hold the same anti-racist views as the skinheads of the late 60s and the Sharps. However, because of all the many films about racist skinheads and all of that, American History X, and just all the portrayal in media, how most people think of skinheads as just racist and violent, extreme people. Many people believe that we're all that way. The goal of Shops United is to show people that skinheads we're not all racist, you know, and really spread the shop message and just absolutely obliterate the stigma around our subculture. Here are the sources we use. I hope you enjoy this video and I really hope you learned a little bit more. Let us know if you have any other video ideas in the comments, and I hope you guys all have a lovely day.